every city you destroy. The wrath of Olympus grows.
I still really like Athena's design, and we barely get to see her in this game. The gods still weren't giants. This still wasn't a thing. The eagle is a symbol of Zeus, so if you know your mythology, the reveal that Zeus was responsible for the Colossus coming to life was totally ruined.
I offer you the Blade of Olympus. It was this blade that ended the Great War and defeated the Titans.
The Blade of Olympus is something that the game's just made up, but I don't really have much of a problem with people adding to the mythology, just changing it. So the Colossus of Rhodes was basically a giant monument to the sun god Helios. How pissed was he at Zeus for all this?
As the life drained out of Kratos, the arms of Hades reached out to claim their prize.
Thanatos collected the souls of the dead, not Hades. And that's their souls, not their whole goddamn body.
I am the Titan Gaia, ever-present Mother of Earth.
I'm pretty sure Gaia wasn't one of the Titans Zeus trapped in Tartarus. Is that supposed to be really hard to get out of the underworld? Or does it just get easier the more times you do it? The Pegasus didn't have flaming wings. Someone was looking at way too many heavy metal album covers when they designed this thing. Pretty sure Griffins didn't have dragon tails or whatever the fuck. Okay, there are so many things wrong with the Typhon here, I'm not even sure where to start. Well, let's start off with the obvious. Typhon was not a titan. He was an enormous goddamn monster, said to be the father of all other monsters. Typhon has had many descriptions over the years, but some common factors are immense size, multiple heads, large wings, and various snake-like qualities, like having snakes for feet, snakes for hair, fire-breathing serpents on his shoulders, or having serpent heads. The poet Nonnus even described Typhon as a giant poison-spewing viper. At no point has Typhon looked like a White Walker. There is no connection between Typhon and ice or wind. In fact, it's more associated with fire, which is ironic considering Prometheus is chained to him, so Typhon's bane being a wind bow makes no goddamn sense. The only thing the game got right about Typhon is its size and that Zeus dropped the mountain on it. The bird is definitely eating more than just Prometheus' liver. Prometheus was chained to a spire on Mount Caucasus, bordering the Black Sea, while Typhon was trapped underneath Mount Etna near Sicily, Italy, which are 2,500 fucking miles apart. Also, Hercules rescued Prometheus from his punishment during one of his labors, so he probably shouldn't be here. Why doesn't Rhea look like the other Titans? Look, I'm willing to go along with how this series is portraying the Titans, even though it's wrong, but how about a little fucking consistency here, goddammit? Rhea the Titan, she should look like the other Titans. This is more or less how Zeus was saved from Kronos. They didn't mention the goat Amalthea who nursed Zeus as a baby, but it's not that important in the long run.
The steeds of time, a gift from the great Titan Kronos, his unsuccessful attempt to gain the favor of the Sisters of Fate.
Cronus is oftentimes confused with the god of time Kronos. I think that's what's happening here. So Theseus summoning Minotaurs in his fight is supposed to be ironic, right? I'm not sure if it's stupid or not. It's not clever, I'm just not sure if it's stupid. Theseus kidnapped Helen of Troy when she was 12 and intended to keep her until she was old enough to bang. He deserves this. Cronus giving Kratos Sith lightning makes no sense, as he is not associated with lightning or the sky, like Zeus and Uranus. It would have made more sense if Kratos was given a scythe, since it's one of Cronus' most important symbols. Considering the steeds were made by Cronus, them moving is probably because of some kind of god magic, so I won't count it amongst all the bullshit machinery in this series. Nymphs are beautiful nature spirits who live near and protect various aspects of the natural world, like rivers, forests, mountains, and the ocean. They were not weird flying bug monsters that shoot green shit.
Hidden deep within the spire lie the Sisters. They control the threads of fate. Gain control of your thread, and you will be able to return to the moment when Zeus betrayed you.
I'm very sure that's not how it works. Yet no Clash of the Titans up with this bitch, huh? Jason deserved better. The golden fleece was not armor. It was made from the wool of a golden flying ram, hence the ram horns of the pauldron, and is a symbol of royal authority. These big bastards are juggernauts, which come from Hindu tradition, not Greek. Perseus is pretty accurate here. He has the helmet of darkness that turns him invisible, the mirror shield he used to kill Medusa. He doesn't have the winged boots of Hermes, but having a flying boss that's also invisible might have been too much to deal with. Perseus deserved better. I really don't get Icarus's deal here. Okay, so Icarus was a kid when he died, but he's an old man here. How long has he been trying to get to the Fates? How did he get out of Hades? I know it's a common joke among fans how easily Kratos seems to go in and out of the underworld, but the Barbarian King earlier made it seem like escaping Hades is extremely difficult, and Icarus isn't a warrior. How the fuck did he get here? And didn't his wings melt? Did he make new ones? Why are they physically attached to his back? Wait, did Icarus die? The Barbarian King looks like hell when he runs into Kratos, and he's only been dead for like a little over 10 years. Icarus was a child when he died, so he had to have been in the underworld for way longer. But other than being old now, he doesn't look nearly as bad. Icarus deserved better. Atlas is said to hold up the sky, not the earth. Atlas is sometimes depicted as having 4 arms. That's pretty obscure. I'm surprised the devs got that one. The anatomy of a Titan is truly bizarre. They have somehow come up with a worse design for Hades. I don't even know what the fuck is happening here. Is Hades sucking out Atlas's soul? I mean, Atlas is still alive, so that can't be it, right? But do gods even have souls, or do they need them to live, or maybe it's something else? My head hurts. The Olympians won the Titanomachy when the Hecatoncheires destroyed Kronos' palace and Zeus struck him down with lightning bolts. While you can just say that he did it with the Blade of Olympus, that's still leaving out the Hecatoncheires. In fact, there were a bunch of other people who hit the Olympians when the Titanomachy that never got mentioned here. The phoenix rose from its ashes after it dies pretty much by itself. It didn't need to be dipped in lava to come back. The Kraken was said to be found along the coast of Norway and Greenland. Also, the first stories of the Kraken didn't surface until the late 13th century. The Kraken not only doesn't belong in this region's mythology, it doesn't even belong in this time period. And just from a narrative standpoint, why is the Kraken even here? Other than having a boss fight for no real reason, what purpose does this thing serve? Did the Fates summon it? Why? I get the Kratos is on an island, but I kind of figured he'd be so far above sea level at this point. How the fuck long did it take the Kraken to actually get up here?
I cannot defeat the gods.
Victory favors you, Kratos.
Well, she is Kratos' sister. Okay, let's start off with the obvious. The Fates are usually depicted as craggy old women, while Lachesis is shown to be fairly young, and Atropos and Clotho are more monstrous than anything else. Alternatively, the Fates are sometimes depicted as different ages, Clotho being the youngest, somewhere in her late teens or early 20s, Lachesis being middle-aged, and Atropos being elderly. So the game even fucks that up. The Fates are associated with certain symbols, a spindle, a measuring rod, and shears. Clotho is attached to a giant loom, which is close enough, I guess. Atropos has blades on her hands, so shears, okay. And Lachesis has a staff with a hook on it, and that staff is sometimes attributed to her, so yeah, okay. I haven't been able to find any connection between the Fates and time travel or manipulation. So the basic premise of this game, and at least one of the power-ups, is total bullshit. There is similarly no connection between the Fates and mirrors. Seriously, why mirrors? So is Kratos' dead body still here? Wait, if Kratos came back the very moment Zeus killed him, does that mean that there are 2 Kratoses now? Did the past Kratos ever escape Hades? If he did, then where is he during the events of God of War 3? And if he didn't, if he's still in the underworld during God of War 3, why don't we run into past Kratos while exploring the underworld? And wouldn't this bring the Fates back to life? If Zeus didn't kill Kratos, then Kratos wouldn't have gone to the island to kill them. So when Kratos goes back to the mirror chamber, all the Fates should still be alive and try to kill him again. Or do the Fates exist outside of time, so nothing Kratos does while fucking with time affect them? Why do I smell burnt toast? The gods still weren't up. Fuck it. Overall, Zeus' design is pretty good, and this is more or less how I'd expect Zeus to fight. Athena used a spear and shield, not a pair of swords.
Brought this to himself.
Because of fear, Kratos. A fear felt by his father, Kronos. A fear that wrought the Great War. A fear that drove Zeus to kill you. His own son.
His son?
You know, considering how many times Zeus has stuck his dick in something he wasn't supposed to, finding out you're one of his kids shouldn't be surprising to anyone.
You have the power to control time itself.
What? How? No, seriously, think about it for a minute. How does the end of this game make any fucking sense? How did Kratos get back to the mirror chamber after stabbing Athena? Can he just open time portals at will now? How? Why? Because he killed the Fates? That's not how it works. Ignoring the fact that the Fates have nothing to do with manipulating time, just killing a god doesn't mean you get their powers. The next game proves that when he kills every other god and doesn't get their powers. And how in all seven hells did Kratos go back to the time of the Titanomachy and then bring all the Titans back with him? I thought you could only use your thread of life to go back to a moment in your life. The Titanomachy was long before Kratos was ever born. How the fuck did Kratos use his thread to go back to a time he didn't exist in? I'll go into why this scene is stupid in God of War 3.
Instilled terror in the hearts of men. I am king under the mountain. I'm free, free falling.
Oh shit! Welcome. God damn! What a big fat bitch! Here comes fat bitch Gorgon. No shit!
Okay, I'm pretty sure she has an actual name.
I don't know her name.
Oh,
I think no. This is most likely Uriel though.
Oh, it was.
What a lord ass!
That's how I really feel.
Like seriously, holy shit! Are you this thing's first fight outside of diabetes?
What strats do you have for her?
Don't get stoned, don't get eaten, and don't take it out for dinner because you're gonna get left with a huge bill.